The Boruto story is getting a new arc and it seems like it might be centered around the Hidden Sand Village. Judging by the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 16 spoilers, what we can see is Yoda and Araya welcoming Konohamaru to the Hidden Sand Village, which means Shikamaru might have sent him on a mission to the Hidden Sand Village to assess the situation there and to give them some assistance, as it was requested by Kankuro in the 15th chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. In the conversation between Shikamaru and Kankuro, he was telling Shikamaru that Gaara and Shinki's team had just been attacked by Matsuri. The fight ended with Gaara heavily injured and in critical condition within Shinki's Iron Sand sealing technique. As if that was bad enough already, Shinki was bitten by a clawgram and trapped into one of those clawgram trees, ending up in the same position as Sasuke and getting a Shinju version of himself. This Hidden Sand Village rescue arc is going to be far more important to the story than people think. In chapter 15, we got a confirmation that the Shinju might appear again in the Land of Wind, because Ryu, the Shinju version of Shinki, is after Gaara. Shinki was said to be the only one that can undo the seal on Gaara, and since Ryu can use Shinki's Iron Sand technique, we can assume that he might be able to undo the sealing jutsu, which means that there is still an imminent threat on Gaara's life. The Sand Shinobi as well as Konohamaru or Team 7's main concern is going to be ensuring the safety of the Kazekage. If Shikamaru sent Konohamaru to the Land of Wind with Team 7, it'll make things even more interesting. I need you all to remember that Team 7 was mainly Boruto, Sarada and Mitsuki, with Konohamaru as their sensei. Then Kawaki showed up and became a part of Team 7 sometime in the Team 7 vs Boruto fight. But after everything that happened between Boruto and Kawaki, that led to where we are in the story. Team 7 is almost non-existent. Sarada, Mitsuki and Kawaki are all that's left of it. There's a lot of tension between the remaining members of Team 7 that they need to address, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. For almost 3 whole years, Sarada has been on Shikamaru's neck busy trying to get him to pardon Boruto and also convince him that Kawaki is the one that they should be looking at if they want answers and want to hold someone accountable for what happened to Naruto and Hinata. Konohamaru has had to watch this back and forth between Sarada and Shikamaru and also had to tell off Sarada, so that she doesn't step out of line and do something that will get her in trouble. As if that wasn't enough, Kawaki's been busy stirring the pot with Shikamaru, talking about how much Boruto and the Otsutsuki are the biggest threat to Konoha and they need to do something about him before he does something bad to one of them. Sarada had to argue against Kawaki's allegations on top of trying to argue for Boruto's innocence, to the point that her and Kawaki have now started to look at each other with contempt. The both of them know that they are in each other's way and the tension between the two of them is going to end up in a fight where one of them is not going to walk away from it. Sarada and Kawaki have different motivations, with Sarada doing everything she can to help Boruto from within the village and Kawaki doing everything he can to sabotage Boruto and to keep him isolated, so that no one discovers his secret and exposes him for being an imposter. Mitsuki is too confused about whose side he is on, so we can't even count on him to pull the remaining pieces of Team 7 together and prevent them from falling apart. The seed of doubt has been planted in Mitsuki's mind and he is starting to doubt Kawaki even more and maybe even starting to switch over to Boruto's side. But it's a question of whether or not he's willing to fight his obsession with Kawaki, which is actually the obsession he had over Boruto, and choose the correct path. So as you can imagine, Team 7 is in shambles and very unstable. There's going to be little to no cooperation between them, and that's only going to slow Konohamaru down in the mission they'll be assigned to in the Land of Wind. Team 7's lack of unity is going to have dire consequences for all of them. As we have said before, the Shinju might be returning to the Land of Wind to come after Gaara. This means Konohamaru and Team 7 will get another encounter with the Shinju. We know that none of them are powerful enough to confront the Shinju, and not even their combined strength will do anything against them. There's a lot of death flags being waved around Konohamaru. This is why Konohamaru might fall to Matsuri because his team was too divided to work as a unit and ensure that all of them survive. Their conflicts of interest are going to collide and it'll be easier to pick them off one by one because they are already divided. This is what might happen if Konohamaru was sent to the Land of Wind with a Team 7 that comprises of Sarada, Mitsuki, and Kawaki. If this is a solo mission, then the outcome might not be so different because it'll be him and Kankuro, Araya and Yodo against the Shinju. None of them stand any chance of surviving this, even if Konohamaru has gotten stronger over the past few years. All of them will die at the hands of the Shinju and Ryu will be able to get to Gaara and finish him off, resulting in the death of the 5th Kazekage. The only way that Team 7's mission or even Konohamaru being on a solo mission are surviving another encounter with the Shinju, as if Boruto steps in to help them. We know that Boruto and Kashinkoji are hiding out in one of Orochimaru's abandoned bases in the Land of Wind, meaning he is going to be close by and be able to get there quick enough to help them before anything bad happens to anyone. The dynamic between him and Kawaki as well as the rest of Team 7 is going to be awkward, considering that Boruto and Kawaki have formed a truce for as long as they haven't dealt with the Shinju problem. So depending on whether or not they're going to let Sarada, Mitsuki and Konohamaru know about the deal they made to work with each other until they get rid of the Shinju. I wonder how their dynamic is going to affect the tension within Team 7. Can all of them truly put aside their differences and work together against the Shinju, as well as treat their mission as a priority, instead of focusing on each other and whatever beef they have between them? The possible Kazekage rescue arc is something that was much needed in the story, especially for its world building and coverage of how the other great nations are dealing with the Shinju threat. The story has been revolving around Konoha for far too long, and we desperately needed a change of location, as well as a chance to look at different perspectives apart from the Shinobi of Konoha. It'll be interesting to see how the Hidden Sand village is dealing with the aftermath of Gaara getting sealed away by Shinki after his fall to Matsuri, and also what they're going to do about the fact that he's slowly dying within the Iron Sand sealing technique, as well as the whole ordeal with Shinki getting bitten by a Clogram and turning into Ryu, the Shinju. Let me know what your thoughts are on what could be a Kazekage rescue arc in the Hidden Sand village, and how you think Team 7 or Konohamaru is going to handle this mission. Subscribe to the channel for more Boruto content, and check out this video that explains why Boruto and Momoshiki will never work together.